Hello again. How are you doing? Today we are going to study about how is present and past transportation different in Mongolia. So we are going to study on use of English, the passive voice. It could be a little bit confusing grammar sections, you know. We need an English book for 10th graders. Could you open the page number 95? So before the new class, let's have some review. In the last class, we have learned few phrasal travel verbs. So phrasal verbs consist of two sections, verb and preposition. If you have faced some verbs with preposition, you should say these are all phrasal verbs. The first verb was pick up. Do you remember? Get in, get out, get on, get off, drop off, come back, set off, and take off. I hope you students all remember these verbs, and also I've given some exercise as a homework. You have already done it. Very good. On 95 page, how is it present and past transportation different? Do you see this picture? Next. And next picture. What can you see on these pictures? Yes, there's a very old pictures. Mongolians used to go by camels and by ox carts. Next. It is today's pictures. As you see, plane, lorries, and train. Mongolians used to carry goods by carts and horse and camels, but now today, we carry goods by planes, lorries, and trains. Now let's see a movie, History of Transportation. In this movie, you can see the difference between present and past transportation.
Long ago, people did not have any means of transport. They used to move only on foot and carry goods either on their back or using animals. Their journey was long and tiring. One day, they were surprised to see a circular piece of wood moving by itself. After several days of thinking and imagining, they invented the wheel. Logs with hollow cavity were used for transport along water routes. Eventually, we started inventing things that made our life easier. Until the beginning of the 19th century, people still depended on animal power to transport them from place to place. Until James Watt invented the steam engine and brought a revolution in transportation. It gave us a new source of power. Steam engines powered the ships and rail locomotives to increase the efficiency of their operation. After several attempts and failure to achieve the goal of flying in the sky, in 1903, Wright brothers successfully invented and flew the first airplane. We have come across a lot of innovation and development in transportation. The common means of transport are bikes, cars, and buses. metro, train, airplane. We are now traveling in space.
Let's go on. In the past, goods were transported by camels and yak carts. Today, cargo is carried by lorries, trains, and airplanes. Could you look at the verbs in bold ones? Were transported and is carried. Yes, it's very confusing structure, passive voice. So, why do we use passive voice in their sentences? There are many times when you have some troubles. You don't want to say who or what did the action. Maybe it could be secrets for you. Maybe or you don't make any troubles with someone. You don't know who did the action, right? The object is the most important part of the sentence. So in these conditions, we use the passive voice. As I said, I'm going to get simple sentence in active voice. So look at the bird. Ananda repaired my bicycle. It is an active sentence, you see. In active sentence, every subject does the action to the object. Everybody knows it, right? Good. Is it true that subject does the action to the object? Let's have some common examples. We don't say, my mother bore me on April 2nd, 2010. But we say, I was born on April 2nd, 2010. My mother bore me. We never say like this. The Statue of Liberty was given by the people of France. Jurassic Park was directed by Steven Spielberg. Do you know these ones? Lady Liberty, Jurassic Park. It is very famous film, you know. Let's go back the first sentence. You can see some things are changed. Ananda repaired my bicycle. It is active sentence, but in passive it became my bicycle was repaired by Anand. It's different. You students need to learn how it is changed into passive. Let's go on. My bicycle became subject in the second sentence. Bicycle and Anand. It's changed, of course. I prepared some slides. You understand that the passive, it's very difficult ones, you know. So step 1, identify the subject, verb, and the object of the sentence. So in this sentence, Anand, subject, repaired is verb, my bicycle is object. Right, subject, verb, object. Step 2. Can you see these ones? Move the object to become new subject of the sentence. So, in this sentence, my bicycle became subject. Next, step 3. Check what is the verb tense in the active sentence. So, as you see, what tense is it? Of course, it is in past simple Very good. So my bicycle was subject. So step 4. Could you conjugate the verb be? Why is it be? Be is, we use it in passive. Anand repaired my bicycle, it's active. My bicycle was. Be became in past simple, was in plural, it becomes were. So we choose my bicycle was. Step 5. Let's add the past participle of the main verb after be. Anand repaired my bicycle. So my bicycle was repaired. Could you see it? Repaired. In past simple, it is repaired because it is regular verb. Repair in the past participle becomes repaired too. Let's go on. The last step is subject of the active sentence, add and by. Maybe if you know who did the action, you can add it. But if you don't know, it is not necessary, just do. We don't care who did it. You shouldn't add somebody. But in this sentence, we know Anand repaired my bicycle. So we added, my bicycle was repaired by Anand. Could you see? By Anand. Who did it? Anand repaired. But in passive, my bicycle was repaired is necessary. But we added by Anand. So Anand repaired my bicycle. Let's have some more examples. He has washed his car. In this sentence, it is active sentence, you know. It's easy to identify the subject, verb, and object. He has washed his car. Step 2, he has washed his car. Step 2, you should find the subject of the passive voice. So his car. In this step, you should choose his car. Next, we should find out what tense is of the original sentence. It was a present perfect. Yes. His car has been. So in this step, we need to conjugate the be verb. So we need to conjugate the be verb in the present perfect. We use has in the present perfect, so his car has been. Next, he has washed his car. His car has been washed. We add in the last washed in past participle. So has been washed. It is main verb. So his car has been washed. The last step, what is it in the last step? You remember? Yes, you should add who did the action in the active sentence. So by him. He becomes him. So we add by. His car has been washed by him. It's easy now. You should remember 6 steps of passive voice. Everybody can change it into from active to passive. So now you can see his car. He has washed his car and his car has been washed by him. Could you look at the pictures? Subject, object has changed. You have seen the changing of their sentences. Let's have more examples. Let's go back to the book. The house was built in 1953. In the past, goods were transported by camels and yachts. His car is washed every Saturday. The house will be cleaned. Could you look at the be verbs was, were, is washed, and will be. We just added by. The sentence became with by. By whom? By their grandparents. The house was built by their grandparents in 1953. In the past, goods were transported by Mongolians by camels and yachts. His car is washed by my father every Saturday. The house will be cleaned by his wife. Let's go on. Let's do exercise 11b from the page number 95. I'll tell the sentence and you write and turn it into passive. So you need your notepads, notebooks and pencils. Are you ready? Okay, let's begin. The first sentence is, people made the heaviest limousine in the world in 2004. Have you finished? Changing it into passive? So let's see. The answer is the heaviest limousine in the world was made in 2004. Next. Teacher taught cycling lessons to school children. I'm waiting for your answers. Good. Answer is cycling lessons were taught by teacher to school children. I hope you are doing well. Next. The captain drives a ferry. The captain drives a ferry. You should change it into passive voice. A ferry is driven by the captain. Well done, it is correct. A ferry is driven by the captain. The last sentence I've written here, my friend has found the car in the garage. You should look at the tense, verb tense. It's in perfect tense. Good. The answer is, the car in the garage has been found by my friend. So well done. Your students did very well. Go on. As a homework, I'm giving you some exercise to do. It's exercise 12b and 15. Can you see the pages from the book? You should make sentences using the prompts and write a paragraph about your view on transportation in your local place using the passives. You should use passive voice to do these exercises. Writing paragraph could be a little bit difficult, but this would help you. From the paragraph, the very first is topic sentence, and then body of the paragraph, and the last one is concluding sentence. Could you look at this? It helps you to write and to do your homework. At the end of the class, just remember, we have learned the passive voice. There are 6 steps, and look at this slide and remember Don't never forget, please. Thank you, my students. If you have some problems, just ask your English teachers. See you next time.